Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Shan.
That's Chris.
Welcome to CCTV, the nonstop pop show.
And today we are heading to Pop 101 class and learning about the rising girl group, Boys World. So Chris, do you like Boys World?
Yeah, I didn't know much about them before we decided to do a show on them, an episode on them. I had heard of them. I had heard Girlfriends, I think, when it was announced and when it came out. Was it from you? Maybe it was. Okay.
It was.
Yeah. But I hadn't heard anything else up till now. But I love girl groups, so I'm very excited to see a new one in like the West.
True.
So,
it's been a while. Yeah, you say bringing up good points. But yeah, same for me. Like I didn't know a lot about them, but I knew that I liked their debut song. So I actually followed the songwriter for the debut song, Melanie Fontana. Shout out to her. MJ, she can write something, right? So when I saw that she participated on the record, so I thought, oh, let me listen to the song. And I was into it. Like I said, I think I sent the song to you, like for sure. I was like, oh, what do you think about this? Because you had got me into like UK girl groups, and we hadn't seen a girl group in a really long time here out in the US. I like that they're racially diverse. I think that's really interesting. And it wasn't just like, oh, we just happen to be the United Nations of girl groups. Like they actually seem like girls who get along and girls who have good chemistry with each other, which is really important. So shout out to MJ for writing another hit, and shout out to the girls for performing the crap out of Girlfriends. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm very excited to kind of talk about their career so far. They're still very new. But have a lot of potential. So let's get ready. Yeah. Class is in session.
Boys World is an American girl group that formed in LA on April 26th, 2019, right before the pandemic. The group consists of 5 members. The first member, Queenie Villaluz, who is a Filipino-American, Makaylee Simpson, who was the second and the youngest member with her ever-changing hair colors, Lillian Kay, the third member, and I'd like to call her a little goth princess. She gives me edge, but her voice, high and beautiful. We love it. Ilana Caceres, the young Boricua dancer from New York. So we got a New Yorker there.
From Queens, I believe. From Queens, New York, too.
Yes. And Olivia Ruby, the eldest and last member to join the group. And she is known for her pink flamingo hair.
Yes. My hair is in pain for her. I'm sure that's not fun to dye that often.
Yeah. I mean, Makaylee has like the braids and the wigs and but it's like, oh my God. Olivia, do your thing, girl.
Yes. So the group was formed by KYN Entertainment, which is a joint venture entertainment company between Live Nation and Sunny Takar, who was the former president of Psycho Music, famous for being owned by Simon Cowell. So really good affiliation there already, Fifth Harmony, One Direction, Little Mix, right?
Yes.
And this label is also home to Pretty Much and Westlife, 2 great boy bands from different eras. And 2 that I really like. So the company directors contacted each of the members on social media, having just seen their videos online. Yeah. And so, like you said, Queenie was first, and then they added each girl. They consulted and made sure that everyone agreed. So I think that's really great. From reading their interviews and stuff like that, it sounds like because they're kind of on this indie label, but has a lot of funding,
right?
They're able to have some creative control, right at the start of their career, which is great.
For sure. The term boys of their name stands for best of yourself. And the world part stands for the space that they want to create where everyone feels welcomed. That being said, this quintet has the potential to be the best there is and also be good role models for their peers and younger fans. So while preparing for their debut, Boys World would make TikToks and vlogs and Q&As and challenges. And this steady stream of media definitely displayed the girls' chemistry and their star quality. And just by watching, one could tell that these girls were relatable and have the potential to be the it girls of Gen Z.
Yes. So what did you think of the name Boys World when you saw that it was actually a girl group?
Because I got here by way of Melanie, I was like, okay, I know what they are. But when I saw boys, I was like, I was like, beautiful, ob, ob, oblique. I was sort of trying to figure out what the acronym was for.
Hmm.
I didn't know where to look for it.
Right.
So yeah, I just thought that was interesting because instantly when you think of girls, everyone thinks that girls are boy crazy, right? But not only are there singles, not the opposite of it, but they are pretty much not the antithesis, but they're pretty much like opposite. Like, I want a boy to be in my life. It's
Hmm.
very much independent. So I thought it's almost like a play on words where they contradict the notion that girls are boy crazy, but then have boys world in it. So I think that's definitely a bold ash name. What
And
about
very,
you?
yeah, I think it's very memorable. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's from the second I saw it, I was kind of like, wait, what are they called?
Right. Right.
Yeah, so I think it's fun.
Yeah, I wonder how they came up with it, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
like, was it fish bowling? Like,
Yeah.
like with pretty much, they were like, oh, pretty much. And they just kept saying that around the house when they moved in together. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think that the fishbowl happened with Boys World, but I'm very curious to hear how they came up with that one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So among all this content that they were releasing prior to the release of their first single, they filmed a lot of fun stuff, including The Girlfriends, which was a mockumentary style TV show akin to episodes of The Office,
Oh
where
yeah.
each girl portrayed like a very caricatured version of themselves. And
Mhm.
they also uploaded some covers, which we
Yes.
love. And, that's great because that's how they were discovered as well.
I think that's one thing about these girls that I totally respect is that the way they start is the way they are continuing to carry themselves and to present themselves. So I looked into their covers and I saw that they did Bye Bye Bye. And I'm like, oh, you took on one of the ultimate boy group songs. And they sounded good.
Mhm.
Like you said, their blend has improved, but for some girls who knew each other for X amount of months beforehand and were scouted, don't really know each other. I wouldn't say it's hard to find a vocal blend, but sometimes it is if you have that one person who sings
Mhm.
like like it's hard. Like they want to be the star. But here when they were singing together, you could see that they A had the chemistry, B were respective of each other's space, and C they could actually sing. They weren't just some cute little girls, just like we're
Mhm.
on our couch. And I think this was like the first time I heard Lillian hit that little whistle. And I thought that came out your mouth like with so much ease. It's scary. Like her control, impressive, especially for her
Yes.
age.
Yes, for sure. All right. So their first release was actually not a song. Their very
Mhm.
first release is
Yep.
actually a teaser,
Mhm.
kind of, less than a minute, and it's called
Yeah.
Please Hold. And so this was
Okay.
released in October of 2020,
Mhm.
and a visualizer was also released with this, and it
Mhm.
features the girls and their hotline
Yes.
where their fans can text and I guess talk to them.
Right.
um, and yeah, each girl kind of personality was assigned to a specific hotline
Like call
employee.
girl. I don't want to
Yeah,
call them
call
call
girl.
girls, but
Yeah,
like
call girl isn't
essentially
the right word.
phone operator. Phone operator. There we
Yeah.
go. Phone
Yeah.
operator. Sorry, girls.
Yeah.
Phone operator.
But yeah, so I kind of love that,
Mhm.
girl power. This, that's what this is. Like, girls are here for girls.
Yeah.
We're here to
Yes.
support our fellow
Drives home
girls.
that
Yeah.
whole point that they have going on for sure. Like they have a supportive, sensitive, humorous kind of style, and each girl, like once you get like if you weren't going to do a deep dive into their vlogs, which they do have a lot of, this
Mhm.
was straight to the point. Olivia's like super supportive. You got this. Makylie's the humorous one. Oh my god, let's go get some pizza. Queenie, what's the tea? Like everyone had a
Mhm.
specific personality in one sentence in 30 seconds. What are you up to, girlfriend? Sent to the phone.
Yes, exactly.
So speaking of girlfriends, that would be the name of their first debut single.
So Girlfriends was released in October of 2020, and it was written by Lyre or Lyre.
It
Do
is
you actually say
Lyre.
that word? Yeah. They are a songwriting duo known for writing for K-pop girl group ITZY,
Yes,
which are awesome. So that's an
Yes.
awesome, that's a great collaborator already.
Mhm.
It was also written by Farrago, Melanie Joy Fontana, Lindgren Schultz, who had done Twice's Can't Stop Me and Blackpink's Bet You Wanna.
Bet you wanna. But yes, be sure to check out our reviews of both the Blackpink album and our review of Twice's Can't Stop Me.
Yes. And the music video was directed by Simone Riegel.
Everyone has a lovely last name.
Yeah, terrible. I'm sorry. Okay. And the music video was inspired by a call center where each girl kind of takes on the role of a phone operator. And, you know, whenever you need help from a girlfriend, they are there for you. And the choreography was created by couple Des Sullivan and Gab Roberts.
Yeah. So right off the bat, when I saw it, I thought, oh, this is interesting because the song is led with a sweet little simple piano on the first verse. And Olivia tells a story of a clingy boyfriend, right? Really sweet voice. I think she probably has one of the most like popish voice of the group. Like you can hear her tone. She's very articulate as well. And then right after, Lillian's voice kind of sparkles in and you hear, oh, she kind of sounds a little bit like Ari. You know what I'm saying? Which isn't a bad thing because she's a great vocalist. And then suddenly the drums kick in and right there is that bite. And I think that's what made the song so interesting because it does come across as cute, like, oh my gosh, c'est la vie, we're together as a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And then Queenie coming in here and the other girls are starting to sing and filling in the spots of the song. And it's right away, you can tell that the line distribution is super fair and it's casting away the like singer A and the background singers of like yesteryear, which I appreciate.
Yes. Yeah. I've mentioned in many previous videos, I love when groups equally distribute their vocals.
Yes.
Everyone has a role, you know, that's good. But yeah, I really enjoy this. I think the melody is great. The chorus is super catchy.
Yes.
And I think they did a good job. Like kudos to the writers. It's cute, it's sassy, but it's not cheesy. Like it doesn't feel like it's not too annoying, you know, like it's actually done like in a very great way. And you know, I love the Spice Girls and it definitely was the same idea, right? Like if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends, otherwise off. And then also shout out for the video that they used so many different languages. Even ASL was in there.
But Kylie was giving us ASL.
Yes, that was great.
It's hard.
Yeah. What did you think of the video?
The video, you know, it's pretty simple, you know. You got a psych wall. It's just white wall lighting was great. It was simple enough to get the point across so that, you know, the dance performance could be highlighted. The choreography was great. Gab and Des did their thing because it's sassy, but there's lines. So you're getting formations. You're not just getting, let's walk to the right, let's walk to the left. You're getting angles, you're getting diagonals. So the girls look great in their dance performance. And also there were moments where maybe they're throwing their arms up. So Makylie's in the front sitting there, she's pumping it. And, you know, because she is so young, she has that same energy that I remember having when I was a kid. So it was just like, so it can come across a little bit like spaghetti, but I'm excited to be here. So I'm going to give you everything I got. Like when she gets older, that same energy is going to be there, but that tightness, no one can tell her anything, you know what I'm saying? And I got to give it up to Olivia. Like she is the taller one, so she stands out, but she's bending. She's giving it to you. Lillian, Ilana is obviously a dancer. So she was, you know, she was giving it to like each one of these girls weren't trying to outdo the other. Like their personalities, you could definitely see.
I think all five have a natural charisma. I think some of them are definitely still working out how much to push at the moment. Sometimes it seems a little extra because like you said, you know, they're very excited. But yeah, I think as they become more experienced, they'll be able to kind of be a little more effortless in general with that. But tons of potential.
A few months later, the group would release their second single, Wingman. I don't need a wingman. Fly on my own. I don't need a thing, man. The song was written and produced by Melanie Lindgren and Farrago, but also Ali X and Leland, who worked with Troye Sivan on Youth and My. Wingman was described as a reminder of the era of antiquated expectations placed on women and essentially is a proclamation of autonomy. So basically, it's the independent women of 2021. Like
yes, I don't need a man.
Yes, this. I don't need a man to make it happen.
Yeah.
So released on Olivia's birthday, the music video takes place in a simple studio, only accompanied by imagery of royalty and animations, and puts the girls dancing into the spotlight. So, what do you think?
I love this song, actually. I think this may be my favorite Boys World song so far. Shout out to Lillian, because with the whistle note, those high notes, ad-libs. We mentioned earlier that her tones sound similar to Ariana. I believe Ariana is actually her favorite singer, so it makes sense. You got lessons from a good one.
For sure.
Yeah, again, great lyrics here. Very sassy and confident, but again, without being annoying, which I love. Yeah, the video is simple. I think Alana probably stood out the most for me in this one. Like just from her intro alone, she has very clear dance training. So she just absolutely like kills all her moments. Yeah, what did you think of it?
You know, like I mentioned before, Des and Gab have this combination of sass and lines, you know, and details. Because I remember I think it was Girlfriends, they have like a choreography where their heart shifts from one shoulder to an, you know, there's details there. So that's really important in this one. And it could be easy to get lost in that kind of choreography. Like the girls had a lot of formations in this one.
There were levels.
Like dynamics. Exactly. So kudos to them for being able to execute it as well. And like you said, Lillian's whistle note at the end is a nice little treat. The production of the song has the attitude that I would expect for a song declaring independence. You know, it's funky. It has horns. It has like this whomping sound. Wow, 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 wow. So it's definitely has that kind of just like, I'm walking down the street, I'm that chick kind of feeling. And they executed the song well. The one thing I will say about this video is that, and it's like an ongoing trend with them, not that it's a terrible thing, but the styling of the video, no offense to the stylist, don't like come for me or anything like that, or do. But I get that you want them to be like an individualistic kind of looking group, like all of our sums make this one whole. The sums of our parts make the whole, excuse me. I get that. But my thing is, there is very little color theory put in place.
Right.
You know, like 3 of them have neon green, another person has baby blue, and another person has like this darker green that's iridescent, so you might see some lime green with black on, and then someone has a plaid. So for me, it's a little bit busy, especially when you have girls with colored hair.
Yeah.
Now, it's okay to have their personalities there. That's totally fine. That's the whole point. That's what made, you know, Spice Girls them. But at the same time, I do wish for a little bit more coordination, a little bit more semblance, in the sense where it's like, if you see them down the street, okay, that's a girl group, they're wearing the same color, something like that, you know, like you just something to give it a little less, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but I need a little bit more coherence.
Yeah, I agree. I think I like that they're trying to show, you know, individuality, but I think there is a slickness when it matches, right? Like when there's a little more refinement when it looks more thought out. Like I think right now it's like, we're like this cool group of girlfriends that's like, we're all unique, you know, and that's great. That's great. But then, I think if you want to be more professional though, you do need a little more refinement. So yes, I agree. There's definitely a line there. I also think kind of similar to what we were saying with the last video, there's still, I'm not sure if it's to do with the direction, like the performance direction. But it is very extra. Like, it's like this whole song is about like, I don't need a man. Like, I love me. And like, but then the whole performance is like very like, they're like yelling it when the whole thing is that they're confident enough that they're just whispering it, if that makes sense. So like when they're performing it, they don't need to be like, look at me, I love me.
Right.
You know,
Lillian's doing like a walkover that didn't even make the cut of the video.
Right. Like I feel like it's just a little too much at the moment. Like like it can really just be like, I love me. I don't even need to try that hard, but look at me kill this part. but then I
Yes,
can go back to being like more chill. I don't know. It's just a little extra. Like the whole thing is just like 150% energy. And I don't think that's necessary, really.
Right.
And especially when they start performing it with choreography, there's no way they could do this choreography and sing live. Absolutely no way.
They need a performance version of it, like that's like actually meant for stage.
Yeah. And I think it would allow them to perform it more naturally too, because I think the way the choreo is, it's like also like catering to the like making a lot of faces and stuff when it's not as necessary, I think, because I think that actually takes away from the confidence that it's supposed to exude. So yeah.
Right. So right after the music video, in typical Boys World fashion, the girls invited their fans, named the Stars, to participate in the lyric version of Wingman. The video was simple, full of clip art and simple CGI, putting a focus on the featured fans from all over the world. And of course, in typical Boys World fashion, the girls released some more content for the fans when they released an official lyric video for their next single, Tiptoe.
Released in March 2021, Tiptoe is about a boyfriend sneaking around behind your back, or I guess anyone sneaking around behind your back. And the song was teased on Twitter and TikTok before the official lyric video was released, which was a surveillance style video filmed while the girls were at a photo shoot. It does not feature any choreography. And this song is a little less energetic, right? A little more R&B, a little, vibier. And the highlights of the song were Makylie's rap in the bridge and Lillian's lead in the chorus, where she sounds, again, very Ariana in a good way. Yes, very clear tone. And the song was worked on by a few people, but most notably Taylor Parks, who is a longtime friend and collaborator of Ariana Grande. And that just explains the whole Ariana-esque vibe of the whole thing. So there we go.
Yeah, for sure.
So what did you think of Tiptoe?
Like you mentioned, I think because Taylor was involved in the song, she may have had a little bit more of a, I don't know if I want to say propensity to use Lillian's voice in that hook, but she definitely was like, wow, I'm going to hone in on this girl because Lillian is leading that whole chorus. And I don't think that happens throughout this whole album, this whole project. Actually, I don't think that really happens as a group. Like they usually kind of harmonize a little bit more, but she held it down. I like them doing R&B. They definitely have the vocals for it, and the production has this kind of sleuthy feel to it. So I felt like I was getting submerged into that secretive mindset. Ding, 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 ding. And I was like, ooh, it's very, very memorable when you first hear it. Like, oh, where's the song going to go? But I will say that the song was a little bit understated, but not in that way that it's like the way we were expecting Wingman to be, very confident, cool with the choreography, right? This one was just, it felt a little bit more bare. It wasn't as like, we're a girl group as much as it was like taking turns for me. Doesn't mean the song
I
was
agree.
bad.
Yeah, it sounded like it was written for like a solo artist, I think. Right. Initially. But yeah, I think first off, I think it's great. Kudos to the A&R team or the marketing team or whoever has been choosing the order of the singles, because I think they've done a really great job with that. It's kind of each song shows a different side to the girls, some artistic growth. This one shows a little more maturity than the other two. And yeah, it's good just to kind of see their range as a group.
Yes.
I have to say this song is not my favorite. I think the verses are actually really good. Shout out to Queenie in the second verse. Love the way that she executes that. And also shout out to her also just for being an Asian girl group member. As an Asian American, I never saw Asian people in any of my pop groups. So to see one in a young group is great. So shout out for that. But yeah, so I think the verses are great, but the chorus is not my favorite. I think the melody's not the best. And there's just, I needed a post chorus or just something to switch it up. Like just that one switch up in that last line of the chorus is not enough for me to stay interested. I think the whole thing is just a little one note. And it just doesn't really go anywhere. I think the rap is fun. Like the rap really does kind of brings something different and it's interesting, but it happens almost a little too late. I don't know if there's
like once it's in the bridge, it kind of by that
yeah.
time you probably not you, but like in general, like I think I essentially checked out.
Yeah.
Like the song came in, you're listening to it, giving it a chance. First chorus comes in, it's like, okay, all right, okay, maybe this is one of those half chorus situations where the second chorus might pick up, right? And Queenie kind of brings it in with her emotionally, possessed line. Oh, you're okay. Yeah. I'm back in. Second hook comes around. It's the same thing, no variation. And then by that time, you're like, okay. And then Makylie's rap is supposed to be, I guess, like the thing that gives it its energy, but by that time, the song has already gone to this lull. But they did not keep us hungry for long because content kept coming. They constantly post on their individual and group accounts, so fans never missed them for too long. So even though Tiptoe wasn't like an official single with this big budget video and choreography with them dancing on a chair or something dramatic like that, fans would never miss them for too long because a month later, boys released their official audio for the remaining tracks, Relapse, which was a ballad, and Touched by an Angel, which was like a just pure pop goodness, along with the trailer for their debut EP, While You Were Out.
And so during their first virtual concert to celebrate the release of this EP, the girls did mention that While You Were Out tells a story of a young girl finding herself and coming into her own. And the lead single from the EP was the ballad, Relapse. I was getting this close to letting you go, but then I fall back. Why'd I do that?
Relapse is a haunting and emotional track, and it talks about the toxic cycle of always going back to the person who was bad for you.
I mean, during this interview, the girls actually stated that this was their first demo or one of the first demos that they recorded together. And the song essentially helped them bond because it was so emotional, like trauma bonding, I guess. I don't know. But like when I watched the video, I wasn't expecting anything like grandiose or anything like that. I wasn't expecting them to sit there and like throw all themselves on the floor, do something like Sledgehammer with there's like silhouettes of them and, like, so it was nice. The girls were casted in shadows. So it's very dimly lit, very warm kind of setting. There's an ambiance to it. There's gobos of stars flashing on the girls' faces. Nothing symbolic. It's just very, this was understated and it was nice to see. Nothing too dramatic. Their wardrobe was just full of nude colors with just some sparkly makeup here and there, some rhinestones. They looked really pretty. The group was also placed on like a microwave plate / like Lazy Susie rotating slowly, but they looked like angels as they rotated around, Yes. So the song was beautiful and the video is pretty simple. And I honestly think that was for the best. What did you think about the track, the video? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was ready for a ballad, like because I was kind of listening to their discography in order when I was researching this, and I was like, "Ooh, I want like a slow song," and they delivered. The song is really, really good. I'm a fan of this one. I do wish the harmonies were maybe brought up a bit more in the mix because I did watch their showcase that they did for the EP. And you did as well, right? Where they did all 5 tracks acoustic, which was great. But yeah, the harmonies were really beautiful in this song. So I kind of wish that the recorded version kind of brought that out a little more. But yeah, my favorite part is probably Lillian's post-chorus. Relapse. Yeah.
She's like golf girl.
And I love Makylie doing the chorus by herself in the lead up to the final choruses. I thought that was really beautiful as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's interesting because this song is definitely like a Taylor Parks kind of track. We didn't mention it, but Taylor did write did work on this song as well. And I could totally hear, I remember when I first heard the song, Ilana actually sung a part where she's almost kind of like, she sounds very just... not dramatic. That's not the word I want to say, but she sounds like she's in pain. She's like, I shouldn't. And I thought like, oh, the repetitive, like driving the emotion thing. Why does that sound so familiar? So when I looked up the song, I saw Taylor's name and Taylor's song, I forgot which song in general, but like a lot of her songs have like this very much like repetitive line where you can hear her emotion and she's stressing how much she knows she should not have been doing something or how strongly she feels about a person. So her style is very identifiable in this song.
I do want to shout out Touched by an Angel. I know it's not a single, but it's actually very fun. It kind of reminds me of the Saturdays a little bit. Just kind of fun bubblegum pop kind of. Yeah.
The last single as of this recording with the music video and choreography came to be All Me.
From a caveman to a changed man, it's all me, all me, all me, all it's all me, all me, all me, all it's all me.
So All Me was penned by Farago, Lindgren, and Melanie Joy Fontana. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of hers. This song is actually like a little trap pop song, and it addresses an ex's new girlfriend, claiming that all the good parts of this guy was due in part to good training. In this music video, the girls take on a fixer-upper of a boy and make him a heartthrob. The video is equal parts She's All That and a game of Twister.
Yes. I don't think any of their fans will know what She's All That is, but I do, and it's great.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay, okay, y'all. Okay, I need y'all to think like Princess Diaries.
That's still, will they even know what that is?
Children, Google's free.
Oh my God. All right. So yeah, this is very much like, if you know Upgrade You by Beyonce, this is like after you break up with that man, and then this is what you sing. Wait, this song is super fun. I enjoy the sass, and they do it without being mean to the new girl, right? They're like, I wish you the best, but like just know that he's great because of me. I kind of love that as the concept. I think that's really funny. And yeah, I think the sound is super current and yeah, really fun. And yeah, their video is good. I think I was mentioning earlier that their performance can be a little more pulled back, you know, like they don't need to try as hard. I think they actually, you can see that being developed actually in this video. I think they are still really doing the most sometimes, but for the most part, like it is a little more natural. Their individuality is developing and their performance abilities in general are improving as well. Yeah,
I agree. I am speaking about the choreography. I like the beginning with Olivia, and she's like singing, and she's like singing through the eyelet that the girls have made, and she's I'm like, yes, give her a moment. Oh, give me a formation in the beginning. Give me a picture. Give me I hit the mic. Yes, give me a picture. I love it. The song actually reminded me of I Spy by Lil Yachty and Kyle because it has that little melodic pluckiness to it. It's playful, and I think that also is what made the lyrics not so mean, is that the instrumental sounded playful. It wasn't like, I've heard songs like this where it's like, you honey, I'm the reason why he is so. I've heard songs like that, and it sounds crass. It sounds super like rude and tactless, and
a
like,
little
damn.
bitter.
Yeah, it's just like, honey, if you still wanted him, you should have had him, you know? But this one is like really nice in a way because of the melody of the instrumentals. And also, I will say that the lyrics are a little bit grown. Like, the guy paying off his car at age like 18, 19, 20. Like, I was like, get out of here. So moments like that were not my fave. Like the rock on your hand, that kind of thing. Like I get it. But at the same time, I feel like the lyrics were a little bit too mature for them in that sense. But again, they sold the crap out of it. It was fun for me. Like when they get older and they sing this, the relevance.
Yes.
It's going to make sense. They'll be listening to 21, 22, 23 or whatever. Talking about he paid off that car. That's all me. Oh my God, y'all. We're at the age where that makes sense. Like that kind of thing.
So, I mean, we're already caught up. So obviously this group is still very new. So they have so much potential. So what do you hope is next for Boys World?
Oh man, this is tough. Okay. So because they are so fresh, I would like to see them actually perform on, in a space where they could actually do the choreography that they work so hard to learn. Yeah. Because I know is it called the pitfall? But I know the struggles of learning choreography and then never doing it ever again. And it's just like, I broke my back for this, especially Lillian with that walkover. I mean, all of them actually did a bridge in Wingman. They all did the bridge. I'm not saying they have to do it on stage, but my point is Can you imagine you literally broke your back and you
Mhm.
can't do the
It's a
choreography
lot.
ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope they get a chance to actually perform it. I want to see them take their hand at more like rappy kind of lyrics. I know it's kind of like typical, but I want to see what they do if they're given cadences as opposed to like just melodic things. Because I
Mhm.
really want to see if they can not get faster, but if they can handle a little bit more of the K-pop element that Melanie and Lyre would bring to their writing. Because Lyre did Mafia, Melanie has done, and Lindgren have done Twice's stuff and Blackpink stuff. So I'm curious to know how far they can push this concept because we haven't had a girl group like this in years,
Mhm.
especially this good. You know, fine. No
Mhm.
offense to anyone else, but
Yeah.
it hasn't worked out this well. So I want to see something like that. And maybe I want to see if they could songwrite a little bit because these girls do have a propensity toward art. So I'm curious to know if they can songwrite a little bit more. I want to see them get a little bit more involved, maybe.
Mhm.
But that's pretty much it. Just self-production, maybe some self-writing, and a live performance. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have the unique experience of being developed during a global pandemic.
Right.
And
Right.
while that probably was great because they were almost forced to just keep training because there's nothing else to do,
Yeah.
I think they haven't had the chance to perform in front of an actual crowd. All
Right.
their performances have been acoustic things on TV or just virtual. I guess
Mhm.
TV isn't a thing anymore, right? Just virtual performances to a camera.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important for an artist to see how they do on stage with an audience. How do they
Mhm.
react to your performance? You learn a lot
Yeah.
from that and you develop a lot as an artist from that. And so
Mhm.
they haven't had the ability to do that. So
Right.
I'm excited to see them do a proper pop performance with choreography,
Yeah.
with dancers, maybe with I don't know,
band.
projections, with
At
the
least a
with
band. A
yeah,
drummer.
something, just like with the actual production.
Yeah, at
Because
least.
I
Yeah.
think it'd be great for their artistic development.
Mhm.
In terms of music, well, first off, they're on the same labels pretty much, and I think Brandon is a really great songwriter, and so
Yeah.
I would love for him to write them a song. I think that'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Take
Mhm.
advantage of that, label connection.
For sure. For
Um,
sure.
I also would love to see something a little darker from them, just something a little more
darker.
angsty, just something angsty. I think would be kind of fun. I think in that age group, right?
Like
you're
sour
still.
angsty, Billy angsty. What kind of angst are you looking for?
I'm thinking like 4 minute volume up, like more intense, like kind of like
Ooh,
yeah,
like crapping on their haters, kind of not intense,
yes,
not that intense. I mean, you know
yeah.
what? Yeah, I want
I
them
th-
to give me a little like not vocally bite, but like lyrically more bite.
yes, I think that would be interesting to see
Uh-huh.
from them.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's a part of them we haven't seen yet. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would just be interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I have.
Agreed. So what else would you all like to see from the girls of Boys World? Leave us some comments and hit us up on our social media accounts at CCT Pops and let us know what you think of Boys World and who else you would like to feature on this one-on-one series. So please give us a like, subscribe to our channels, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, that's Chris.
That's Shan.
And we are CCTV.